15 school items boomers and Gen X kids all remember. There was a time when classrooms felt alive. The smell of chalk dust floated in the air. Desks creaked. Hallways echoed with the slam of metal lockers. And every now and then, you'd catch that sweet whiff of fresh mimeograph ink drifting across the room. School might not have been perfect, but it had its own kind of magic, a mix of sounds, smells, and little traditions that shaped entire generations. Today, we're flipping through those memories like an old photo album. Today, we're looking at 15 school items boomers and Gen X kids all remember. 1. Filmstrip projectors. Beep to turn the page. Filmstrip day felt like a field trip without leaving your chair. The lights dimmed, the projector hummed, and every few seconds came that little beep telling someone to turn the knob. Kids held their breath waiting for the next picture to appear. Simple visuals, soft narration, yet somehow it felt magical. These machines faded away when VHS tapes and digital screens became the norm, but the memory of that warm glow never left. 2. Mimeograph copies. The sweet purple smell. Every kid from that era remembers the smell of a fresh mimeograph sheet. The teacher would hand out pages that were slightly damp, with purple text that sometimes smeared onto your hands. Students would lift the paper to their noses without even thinking. It was strange, but comforting. Mimeographs disappeared once photocopiers took over, ending one of the most unforgettable smells in school history. 3. Chalkboard erasers. Clouds in the classroom. Before whiteboards, teachers wiped lessons away with big felt erasers, sending little clouds of white dust into the air. Some students even got the special job of clapping the erasers outside, a simple task that felt important. The smell of chalk, the dust on your hands, the sound of chalk squeaking, it all created a rhythm to the school day. Erasers disappeared as classrooms moved to markers and digital boards. 4. Overhead projectors. The glow on the wall. That bright beam of light cutting through a dark classroom felt almost theatrical. Teachers wrote on clear plastic sheets, sliding them around as the whole class watched the wall. The hum of the machine made the room feel calm and focused. Sometimes the bulb got so hot the teacher jumped back from touching it. These projectors quietly vanished as computers replaced transparencies. 5. Wall-mounted pencil sharpeners. The grind you could hear everywhere. A classic classroom sound. The loud grind of a metal crank pencil sharpener. Kids would walk to the front of the room just to sharpen their pencils, even if they didn't need to. The shavings curled like tiny wood ribbons, falling into the metal tray. Electric sharpeners took over, and the old crank models were slowly removed, leaving behind only the memory of that famous grinding sound. 6. The classroom globe, spinning the world. Every classroom had a big globe sitting in the corner, slightly faded from years of sunlight. Kids spun it too fast, watching continents blur together, then stopped it with a finger to imagine visiting that spot one day. Some countries on those old globes don't even exist anymore. It was both a toy and a lesson. Digital maps eventually replaced globes, but nothing matches the feeling of holding the whole world in your hands. 7. Card catalog drawers. The library treasure hunt. Before computers, libraries were filled with long wooden drawers packed with index cards. Each card held a tiny piece of information about a book, author, title, subject, all typed on soft yellow paper. Kids slid the drawers open and flipped through hundreds of cards to find what they needed. It was slow, but satisfying. Card catalogs were removed when digital searches took over, but their gentle clacking sound is something many people still miss. 8. Brown paper textbook covers. Grocery bags turned art. At the start of each school year, kids brought brown paper bags from home and turned them into book covers. Folding, taping, and decorating them was almost a ceremony. Each cover became a little expression of personality, from bubble letters to doodles of favorite bands. The covers protected school books, and kids took pride in them. As schools stopped issuing thick textbooks, this tradition faded away. 9 slide rules, the brain before the calculator. Slide rules look complicated today, but back then they were the smartest tool in the room. Students used them for math problems, sliding the pieces back and forth with precision. Learning to use one felt like unlocking a secret code. But once cheap calculators arrived in the 1970s, slide rules quickly became obsolete. Still, many former students keep them as symbols of patience and skill. 10. The P-speaker system, morning voices from nowhere. Every day began with the crackle of the PA system. Announcements echoed through the classrooms. The lunch menu, the pledge, upcoming events. Sometimes it sounded clear, sometimes it buzzed like an old radio. Yet, it felt comforting, like the whole school was connected by one voice. Modern systems still exist, but the warm, fuzzy sound of those old speakers is gone. 11. Colored chalk, lessons made in rainbows. Teachers didn't just use white chalk, they had boxes filled with blue, yellow, pink, and green sticks. A different color meant something special. Key points, holiday art, or diagrams that felt more fun than serious. Kids loved watching the chalk shrink down to tiny stubs. Colored chalk disappeared once whiteboards became the norm, taking away those bright classroom rainbows. 12. Trapper keepers, the organizer every kid wanted. A trapper keeper was more than a binder. It was a status symbol. Bright designs, Velcro closures, pockets for everything. Kids felt more prepared just holding one. They kept homework tidy and made students feel organized, at least for a week or two. Schools eventually shifted away from bulky binders, and simpler folders took over. But nothing beats the sound of that Velcro tear. 13. Overstuffed bulletin boards, the heart of every classroom. Teachers filled bulletin boards with hand-cut letters, seasonal decorations, and student artwork. They changed with the holidays: pumpkins in October, hearts in February, flowers in May. Kids checked the board every morning to see what was new. Today, digital displays and printed posters replaced the handmade touch, but the warmth of those old bulletin boards lingers in memory. 14. Metal lunchboxes, with the thermos that always leaked. Metal lunchboxes came with bright pictures of superheroes, cartoons, and TV shows. Opening one at lunchtime felt like opening a tiny treasure chest. The matching thermos inside always seemed to spill a bit, but kids didn't mind. These lunchboxes disappeared when plastic versions became cheaper and safer, but the metal ones remain collector favorites today. 15. Classroom maps, pull-down windows to the world. Every classroom had a giant pull-down map rolled up above the chalkboard. The teacher tugged the string, and it snapped down with a satisfying thunk. Kids studied those pastel-colored countries while daydreaming about faraway places. Modern classrooms use digital maps now, but those big pull-down charts felt like opening a window to the entire world. School today looks very different, but the memories from those years still shine bright. Maybe it was the smell of ink, the hum of a projector, or the chalk dust on your hands. These little things shaped our childhoods more than we realized. Tell me in the comments, which school item do you remember the most? And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, please like the video and subscribe. I'm just a small channel trying to keep the past alive, one memory at a time.